Questions about whole grain or whole wheat baking. There is a little misnomer. So some of you have said, man, why is my bread just so rock solid? And it's probably most likely because you're using 100% whole grain flour. So that would be like whole wheat, rye flour. There is less gluten because of the soluble or the non-soluble fibers in it. So it just does not make that nice big stretchy gluten network. So what I would want to show you very simply is how to add whole grain into your loaf and still get that nutty flavor, still get that nice color, but you've added additional fiber to your bread. So what you do, take our basic recipe, but divide the flour in half. So that's 400 grams of white bread flour, organic, unbleached, and then 400 grams of whole wheat flour. This is King Arthur. It's ideal. It is top notch. Flour is not flour is not flour. So the cheap $1.99 bag is going to be $1.99. So if you spend a little extra, you're going to get a higher quality bread flour, higher protein, and a better end result. So then we add, I did this backwards. We add the 460 grams of water, same amount, 360 grams of active starter. And then here's another little thing that will make your bread look better, and that is adding a little bit of molasses or honey, because what that will do is that will brown in the baking process. And so you're going to get this really nice mahogany color just off a little bit of sugar. And I like to use molasses because it's dark. You can use honey. And then just go ahead and stir it up just like normal. And see that molasses giving it a little bit of brown color. And that's just going to change the whole appearance of it tomorrow when we bake it. So you handle it the same as we did that other loaf. Just let it bulk ferment on the counter for several hours. Punch it down, shape it, put it in the fridge overnight. You can make those English muffins out of this. So again, it's a very versatile dough. But the main thing is using a percentage of whole grain flour to high quality bread flour. It's just gonna have more volume, better crumb, gonna have great flavor. But I think that's a common mistake that people make, is trying to bake with 100% whole grain. All right, so get in there, add the salt on top of it, 12 grams, same amount, and then just bring that all together. Again, handle this the exact same way. It's just your ratio is just a tad different with the mixture of flours. Now you will notice a difference if you use rye flour, 50% rye flour, because rye has very, very little gluten, if any at all. And so your bread is going to be a little bit lower in volume. But there are other ways around that, but they are more advanced for our little session here. This will get you a great tasting loaf. With minimal effort. Lots of time, but we all have time. I remember that vividly when student made my wife and I dinner. Probably 8 courses, 3-hour meal. And Karen said, "My goodness, this must have been hard." And the student said, "Oh, it wasn't hard at all. It just took a long time." So, difference in perspective. Difficulty and time are not necessarily related. There we go. There is your whole grain loaf, and we'll bake it tomorrow. Show you the end result.